The other thing I want you to discuss, I want you to learn is the velocity increment considering the drag and gravity. Okay, considering the drag and gravity. So our basic, I've just drawn a free body diagram in which I have the velocity, the forward direction, the drag at the reverse direction, and the weight. And you have as usual Vj, delta M mass is ejected at the ejection velocity Vj. So here the first equation was simple because we just need to apply conservation of momentum. Here we actually use the second law of Newton. Why? Because you have a momentum exchange and a force coming into play. So say Newton's second law to find out this expression. Sum of what is Newton's second law? Sum of all forces in one direction is equal to the rate of change of momentum in that direction. Okay, sum of all forces in one direction is equal to the rate of change of momentum in that direction. So change in momentum is m minus delta m, which is the mass of the rocket, into v plus delta v, which is the velocity of the rocket at time t plus delta t, plus delta m, or the ejection mass, into that velocity v plus delta v minus vj. Okay, this is at time instant t plus delta t, minus, so the change in momentum is final momentum minus the initial momentum. So that is this part, final momentum and the initial momentum. So if you simplify, you'll get to this form. Rate of change of momentum is this divided by delta. So the rate of change of momentum is equal to the sum of all forces. So if you as delta t tends to 0, this becomes dv by dt. So this can be written, this is okay, right? M delta v by delta t minus delta m vj divided by delta t. As delta t tends to 0, this becomes m dv by dt minus dm, or I'm going to change this as m dot dt by dt vj. So this becomes m dv by dt minus m dot vj. Okay, so minus the sum of forces, m mass of the rocket into the acceleration due to gravity sine theta minus d. So you can refer to this figure if you have any doubt. Okay, mg sine theta minus d. So this becomes, but m dot vj, which is the mass flow rate into the ejection velocity, is nothing but the thrust. Okay, you can rewrite this thing as the thrust. Remember, thrust is actually calculated by m dot into ejection velocity. Okay, so you can rewrite this thing as thrust T. So dv by dt is equal to T by m, thrust by mass, minus g sine theta minus d by m. So this is your final equation. Here if g sine theta and dim is negligible, then du by dt will be the maximum. So the delta v max is actually equal to the expression that we have derived earlier. Okay, so whenever you consider the drag force and gravity force as negligible, your delta v becomes maximum. So that is actually an ideal case, not actual case. So delta v actual, what is the velocity increment that you actually get, is actually equal to the maximum velocity, this, minus the delta v due to gravity loss. Okay, because of gravity you have a pulling back force, so you have a component for that acting along, and that reduces your velocity increment. Also the drag force, the drag which is acting exactly opposite to the forward motion. So because of that you have a drag loss also. So actual velocity increment is equal to the maximum velocity increment minus the velocity increment due to gravity loss and drag loss. So to minimize the gravity loss, theta should be small. So to minimize the gravity loss, the theta should be very small, not very large, very small. So you have to climb up the atmosphere in a very small angle. But to minimize the drag, start with a low velocity, and at higher altitudes where atmosphere is thin, increase the velocity. So it is actually contradictory, because to minimize the gravity loss, you have to keep the rocket in a very small angle, not vertical angle, very small angle. But the problem is the drag only happens where the atmosphere is. So the optimum way of reducing the drag is just get out of the atmosphere as soon as possible, and that is by a vertical ascent. If you do a vertical ascent, vertical climb up, you can just get out of the atmosphere as soon as possible and reduce the drag. Okay, so but the gravity loss is increased in that kind of a situation. So this is you have to find a optimum point where you can live up with the gravity loss and live with the drag loss. So this is actually contradictory. I mean, in the sense, if you try to reduce the gravity loss, it will increase the drag loss, and if you try to reduce the drag loss, it will increase the gravity loss. So you have to find a in-between optimum point. Alright, so now we'll go on to multi-staging. Now, so the bottom line, to just sum it up, you have two equations. The first one is this one. This is it's a very simple derivation. You have to there are questions repeatedly asked on how to derive rocket equations, so I guess that's a very important derivation. Then you need to get familiarized with the terminologies, mass fractions, and payload fraction, and structural mass fraction, things like that. And you need to by heart this equation also to do the problems. ISPGE ln 1 plus lambda by epsilon plus lambda. Lambda is payload mass divided by the initial mass minus the payload mass, and epsilon, the structural mass, this mass fraction is actually the mass of the structure divided by the same amount. Okay, MO minus ML. Alright, so after that we have derived, considering the drag and gravity, we have derived an equation for delta V, and this, if you integrate this one from 0 to f, we'll get to the final form. Okay.